So I've been watching this documentary called Run, and it talks about like the monetary gains and disgains and the corruption behind food. And one of the things that has got me thinking is like, well, where does my chicken and all that stuff come from? So I made a podcast about that. If you guys want to check it out, go to Feed the Mass. Feed the Mass on your Apple iTunes, and the podcast is called Feeding You. You can check it out. It's a really short podcast, but one of the things that we were talking about was, you know, the whole aspect of, you know, the process of your food. So like, as soon as your animal's killed, and what does the butcher do, and like the art form, because I really believe that butchery is an art form. Because to be able to like break down an entire dead animal and then turn it into like drumsticks and all that stuff, it's a process, and someone's got to do it. And it's just one of the things that takes a strong mental individual to just take an animal that has been recently deceased and turn it into, you know, your ribeyes and your fillets and your, you know, pot roast and all that stuff. And I think everybody's so disconnected right now about like where their food comes from, that the actual idea of like, oh, this was living, you know, 3 days ago, is just disappeared. And people just don't think about it anymore because they don't have to anymore. Everything comes prepackaged in little containers, and everybody thinks, oh, the ferries come and drop it off at the store. And that's how it works. But there's a big story in there. I think it comes down to respecting the animal, and also respecting, like, not wasting parts of the animal. So the waste issue, that's going to be the big conversation, is like how much, like, it takes an art to actually not waste a lot of the meats when you're butchering it from its skeletal structure. So how to do it properly, it takes a lot of training, and it's just one of those things, like, I give them props because it's not easy. But sorry, yeah, that's my rant.
Just a little rant. There's a person, his name is David Patterson. He runs a Michelin star restaurant in Washington, New York. He's also the owner of one of the restaurants with Roy Choi. He posted a picture on Instagram maybe like a year ago where he butchered a chicken, and he put it on Instagram, and he got a lot of flag for it. And that's like something like Jacob says, like the media portrays how we get our food very differently. You know, people post, you know, pictures on Instagram about, you know, all their chicken dishes, but they don't understand, like, you know, the path that it got, like, where the chicken came from. Like, it doesn't just plop up on the plate, you know. Like, there's someone that has to, you know, care for it, feed it, you know, and eventually slaughter it.
Well, I mean, it's just like that Portlandia episode. Where is it how fresh is the chicken? Well, did it have a happy life? And it's one of those things that, like, as much as we make fun of that, like, that entire, like, skit, like, no one ever really thinks about that. And I think that's really, it's funny, because...
Especially if you're like a consumer that, you know, isn't involved at all in any of the culinary scene. No. You just keep eating and eating, and you don't really think about it. But when you do, you know, it's on your mind, but it doesn't really stick with you. It just stays there for just maybe 5 minutes, and then you're going back consuming whatever, believing in, you know, what you want, because, you know, you pretty much don't care about it. And I think part of what Feed the Mass is, you know, teaching people that you should care where your food comes from.
You should.
And, you know, the people that work hard for it, it's the whole entire process for it. It's like, just think about it. If the roles were reversed and we were being slaughtered, you know, you would care more about it because, you know, you're more connected to yourself than you are with other animals.
Well, I think it's also like this. Think about it like this. We, per capita, if there was ever, like, a grand, like, genocide of chicken, for some reason there was, like, a virus that killed off 80% of the chicken, and we actually had to, like, conserve ourselves and be like, hey, we can only have, like, people are only allowed, like, a pound of chicken a month, or one chicken an entire month. Like, people would, like, actually, like, care about it. But I think it's just also the idea of, like, since we live in a society where everything is so plentiful, we don't really care how we get it as long as we do get it. And that's a problem. Because we are actually producing
more than enough.
More than enough. the entire world, America alone, if we were to actually share, and not even just share, but like not eat so much of like proteins. Like to know that like we can provide enough protein for the entire world to not be hungry. Like, dude, like that's game changing, right?
And then you connect it with food waste, and you see how much food we're wasting.
Oh,
you know?
man.
It's crazy to think about.
And that's the biggest problem. I mean, we had a student the other night that asked, like, why is it in America we have to refrigerate our eggs, but everywhere else they go and like they have them, room temperature and no problem. And I think it's just it's the same question that like, well, the fact that we actually have to go and kill all the bacteria on the eggs so it lasts longer because we produce so much eggs. And then half the time, those eggs get put into like a giant production, and when we get eggs fresh at the store, it's technically like almost a month old because of refrigeration and all that. So it's a slippery slope, and you can thank big consumerism and like honestly gluttony, but you can't really. We're all part of that system, so now it's a situation of like, how are we going to change it? Because I think it's a situation of supply and demand, and if we choke the supply of big companies and say, hey, we don't have any demand for it, we are going to grow our own chickens, and we're going to produce our own milk, and we're going to produce all these good things, that will actually probably cause change. But that's
a big
activism.
thing, yeah.
That's activism right there. That's not really. That's nothing we're at that point yet. But I would be proud to support people like that.
Because challenging big companies requires like the thing that they have over us, which is a lot of money.
Okay, so yes and no. I think it's also the situation of like everyone has to come together because people don't understand. Like they might be the 1%, but we're still the 99% of the population. They may have the money now, but if for one reason or another we were to decide, no, we're going to literally kill the 1%, we could do it. Like that's really drastic and crazy, but it's one of those things like, Lifestyle Rich and Famous. We could like what was that one song, Lifestyle Rich and Famous? Like, it was like, oh man, I don't remember how it goes, but it pretty much says like, why don't we just rob them? If you keep treating your society like crap, and you're not really helping the 99% of them, they'll eventually revolt and go against you. And I'm not saying they're gonna kill the 1%, but if
they're gonna force the change.
They're gonna force the change. We're gonna be like, okay, well we'll stop buying Nikes, or we'll stop buying Apple products, or we'll stop buying from Whole Foods, or we'll stop buying stuff from Amazon. Like that's a big thing. It's a possibility. But the big companies have us so much brainwashed thinking that we actually need them, and that they made it so that we're addicted to their convenience, that if we were to change those things, people will lose their mind. They're like, this isn't fair. So it's kind of the real power comes from us, the 99%, as they would say, and the actual courage to just say, no, we will not tolerate anymore. And I think it's already happening. I mean, we see it with the women that are calling out people that are sexually abusing them. I think eventually it's going to start coming to people actually saying, hey, we're not going to eat your crappy food anymore. We're going to have better standards. Or we're not going to allow you guys to teach us crap when we need better education systems. So we're going to start going this route. And that's kind of like what I'm doing with Feed the Masses. Like, it's an alternative education. And that's really important. It's like, so people understand, like, this is not, we're not a accredited school at all. And I want people to understand that. We're not an accredited school. But we care enough to actually do the research, to have the conversations, to create the curriculum, and to actually just start, I guess, giving people real world experience on how things actually work. And I think that's more educational than any book can ever give you. So, yeah.
Jacob said it all.
Sorry. You started, man. You started the feast.
want to say? Jake would close it off since we're pretty much out of dishes now.
Yeah, man.
You close it off.
All right, so hey guys, I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to like and subscribe, Mike's details is going to be over here. Feed the Mouse details is going to be over here. Other than that, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, any way you can. We appreciate you guys, and God bless.